Speaker recognizes Representative Paquette.
Hey, thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand here in favor of the spoken intent of this legislation, but I must be opposed for specific reasons to be explained. And the bill sponsor was Teacher of the Year twice, and I respect and commend her on that accomplishment. When I was nominated for Teacher of the Year and nominated for teacher advisory boards, my essays accompanying my submission always detailed the reason that we are losing great teachers between 3 and 5 years in the education profession. And it is because ineffective teachers can be paid double or even triple what a newer or more effective teacher is being paid. And this is backward. When I submitted my materials required under nomination stating this clear problem, I strangely never progressed further in whatever position I was actually nominated for. I would not toe talking points of the union then, and I will not now, because they are destructive to culture within the teaching profession. There are examples of these cultural poison pills that are placed in this statute verbatim. On 3 occasions, the word demand is placed in this bill. If a teacher doesn't like their evaluation, they can demand further action and review. Like some of the cheerleaders in my English course when I was in 11th grade who would cry to the teacher during class about the grade they got and actually demand to get it changed. It worked often. This divisive language in law will make it much harder for administrators to stand up to the complainers within the education profession. In my teaching years, I was lucky to be a part of a cohort of teachers that acknowledged this toxic trait in our profession that it is susceptible to, and to focus on maintaining a positive culture no matter what the conditions. It is contagious among our students. Another weak aspect of this legislation that is alarming comes in the fact that if a teacher is deemed ineffective today, this year, under this legislation, if passed, they would be labeled just as, quote unquote, needing support. If your kid is in a teacher's class that is ineffective, and there are 165 of these teachers in the classroom today, parents simply will not be able to know anymore if their kid's teacher is ineffective in their practice. These teachers can just be labeled and be said to just need support. There's a big difference that is being eliminated here, and it matters. These are some of the teachers that are also, I must add, being paid more than other teachers who are deemed effective, just because they have worked more years. This bill doesn't address how we pay teachers more that are highly effective. Rather, it subjects it all to collective bargaining that, as we reformed earlier, only rewards seniority. Moreover, it ties the hands of administrators to the ridiculous degree that if an evaluation isn't in writing, the ineffective teacher is magically deemed effective. Like what? That's in the statute. That doesn't make sense. This piece of legislation is half-baked, as evidenced in committee. The new teacher category of needing support was just made up out of nowhere and is not research-based. There are protections for teachers under ineffective administrators, but we forget about our learners under ineffective teachers by just concealing them. This bill also embeds language of collective bargaining where it does not need to be, to the degree that if an ineffective teacher complains and demands enough, they will make it even harder to become fired or even deemed needing support. It also makes it so that a teacher that is deemed effective for 3 years to have a 3-year window of not even being evaluated at all. So a teacher that might go off the deep end or checks out won't even be evaluated for longer. So many share their teaching stories on this House floor, and I appreciate listening to them. The accomplishment I am most proud of was after I finished my 3rd year teaching, getting paid about half of what a teacher teaching from her desk was making, I was chosen by 16 out of some 30 honors students at my school as the most impactful teacher in their K-12 experience. The desk teacher, who ostensibly needed support, was chosen by 0 students. But again, she was getting paid almost double what I was making. This is a severe problem, especially when our teachers Such teachers are most likely to complain from their perch of their union leadership position and also won't be evaluated for a third of a decade in the times that they might need the most scrutinous eyes on their practice. I urge legitimate debate around this matter, one that digs deeper than the talking points we are given and touting the teacher shortage as a crisis. And I also urge a no vote on this legislation at hand. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. The clerk will close the board. Tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of Senate Bill 395, there are 56 aye votes and 54 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.